In the games business, technology first pushes the ideas. Certainly there are ideas that we have that are ahead of the technology that we have. And I think that would include serious games and games for health as well.
The more we saw about the technology behind games and how, what a superb technology curve it's on right now. I mean, the power of what you can do in games is getting better and better every day, and it's just breathtaking in the realism that you can achieve now.
There are so many applications for games in healthcare. I can see that almost every operating room would have video games for the children to play with.
As a child psychiatrist, I hand out a lot of medication prescriptions for Concerta and Adderall for attention problems. But then there's this device that everyone seems to have in their pocket, and they can focus on that all day long.
And I see technology as being one of the tools that allows people to do a better job of self-management and self-care and collaborative care, meaning working with the healthcare system, working with the doctor and nurses to do the best job of controlling your health or improving your health.
The Games for Health project is an effort to bring together two industries, health and healthcare and the video game industry, to form a community of practice, an emergent field that can look at ways that we could take talent, technology, and tools from the game industry and apply them to problems in the health and healthcare industry.
We've had a mass casualty at a bank in San Mateo. So this is actually a true representation of the Stanford Medical. If you've been out there, that's exactly what it looks like.
Oh yeah!
I have always had the view that technology can create opportunities. And what matters is what people do with those opportunities.
And every time we rev a generation of new technology in the game industry, we open up new possibilities. And that is one of the reasons I think Robert Wood Johnson is looking at this project, because we are at that cutting edge.
Individual here with a rather nasty neck wound. So first thing we do is we get the nurse to start hooking him up to the ECG. And whilst that's happening, I'm going to do an ABC check.
Fear and anxiety causes release of stress hormones, so we allow the children to play the video games until the point where they actually fall asleep. They start playing outside. While they're waiting in the holding area, they can keep playing while they go into the operating room. We put monitors on them, they can still keep playing. And then the anesthesia mask is introduced. Some children actually fall asleep and they're still playing the game.
We see a huge connection between physical health and mental health. So we think that introducing an active video game back into schools will do good for schools and good for children.
Self-management and self-care is a whole area of development in healthcare now. Heart disease, cancer, HIV/AIDS is a chronic illness now. And so what people need to learn is how to better self-manage those illnesses. And technology, as it advances, gives us greater opportunities to do that.
So this work comes out of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation's Pioneer Portfolio, and one of the things we like to do there is bring different sorts of people together. There's a sort of basic belief in innovation that it's the ideas from outside the field that challenge a field that often spark the creativity, the new ideas that bring things forward.
One of the great things that really gets me going that we're on the right track with the Games for Health project is the number of interesting professionals and other organizations who are working in this field or even directly supporting our project. People like Dr. Bruce Jarrell, a dean at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, who helped co-host our event last year. Places like the Federation of American Scientists, one of the more prestigious science groups in the country. Places like the Beth Israel Medical Center, where Dr. Butch Rosser is experimenting with all kinds of ideas with gaming. Groups like TATRIC, the Army's advanced telemedicine group that is looking at video games as a way of improving a whole host of ideas with cutting-edge surgery and combat medicine. When you start getting groups like that showing up and saying, we have interest in this area, you certainly know that you're not alone in the world tilting at windmills.